Hey guys, we are getting down to the end of Vlogmas. That's right, we are almost done with the month. Can you believe it? It is so close to being done, and I can't believe it's almost done. With that being said, though, we just have a few more topics, and today we're going to be talking about editing. Should you edit? How much should you edit? And this is, again, all personal preference here. For me, I don't really like editing a whole lot. I mean, I don't mind it. Let me say that. I don't mind editing, but my podcast workflow is this. I record video using Ecamm, and I also use I also use Rodecaster Pro, and I record the audio all on the Rodecaster Pro. And the reason, several different reasons I do that, but I like having the audio on the Rodecaster Pro. But so for me, I don't do a whole lot of editing. I hit stop after we're done recording. I take those files from the Rodecaster Pro. I take them into Adobe Audition, and I run a few things as far as signal goes. I compress it a little bit. I boost the audio a little bit, and I trim the beginning and the end. Because sometimes the beginning has some space where I hit record, and then I start talking, but there's like a few seconds first before then, and then I export that, and I upload it to my host and create my blog post, my show notes, everything, and then we're good to go. Everything's right there. Now, yes, you can edit, but I've seen a lot of people, especially beginners, they go through and they edit every and and filler word that people say. They also edit spaces, so there's like no spaces. It's just, and I would say don't do that. Now, if you have a space in there where someone doesn't talk for 30 seconds, maybe cut that down to 5 or so seconds. But dead air is not always a bad thing. It can be bad, but it's not always a bad thing. So if it's just a few seconds, 5 seconds, let it go. Don't edit it. It's going to sound more unnatural if you cut out all of those things. Now, to help get rid of the filler words, because the filler words, it doesn't sound professional when you use them a lot. One of the ways that you can get rid of them, and I've done a lot, is I listen to my podcast every time. So after I'm done posting it, I listen to it, or even sometimes before. But I listen to my podcast and I say, okay, I found that I say like quite a bit in my podcast as I'm thinking about words, as I'm trying to figure out what to say. I stutter sometimes when I'm trying to think of something to say. In fact, I kind of did it right there. And then I also say like quite a bit. So one of the ways to get rid of those words is listen to yourself, and you're going to find that you say, okay, I'm saying like quite a bit. And so then you become more conscious of it as you're talking. You realize, oh, I just said like, and then try not to say it again. I think that's a better way to make a better sounding podcast than try to edit out every single one of those words, because it's going to sound, you're not going to be able to get every single word. It's going to sound choppy. It's going to sound really edited. So again, some of those in there are fine, but the best way to get rid of them is to listen to yourself. Write down, also another good way is to write down, like on a sticky note, your filler word. So if it is like or whatever, put that on a sticky note, set it right on your monitor or right next to your microphone. And as you see it, you're training your brain not to say it. So that's like another good way to get rid of saying filler words. So guys, and if you do a lot of editing, people that edit the crap out of their podcast, it doesn't become fun anymore, because, and we're going to talk about that a little bit tomorrow, but it doesn't become fun anymore because it takes you 3 hours to produce a 30-minute show. And that's no fun. Who wants to spend 3 or 4 hours producing one single episode? You're going to get burnt out. You're not going to want to continue doing it. So with that being said, I'm always of the mindset, live to drive. Like, you hit done and you may open it up, trim your ends off. Maybe do a little bit of, have a template set up that already does the post processing for you, like as far as compressing and hard limiting and things like that. Then export it to MP3, bring it to your podcast host, and you're good to go. Guys, with that, I will see you tomorrow. We're going to be talking about making sure that you keep the fun in your podcast. So, and it'll be the last day of Vlogmas. So guys, thanks for joining me. This has been an amazing time. I'll talk a little bit more about that tomorrow.